One of my first ever clients was South Asian. The one thing I remember is talking a lot about food. My South Asian people have some of the best food ever. But then after coaching another South Asian client, I realized that when it comes to weight loss, food was the problem. Unlike African and Caribbean culture, South Asian food gets a lot of demonization. Not just that, the colorism, the weightism. Is that a word? Weightism? The lack of education around health that's passed through generations also exists too. This is one of my most viewed and watched TikToks about the African and Caribbean Eat Well guide. But did you know there is a South Asian one as well? Here it is for screenshot purposes. But let's break it down. South Asian food, carbohydrates are a massive staple. The reason for that is because being veggie is very common within this community. You can see we've got the sweet potatoes, the taro roots, also got the chapatis there. But the one thing I would definitely recommend is understanding the different types of carbohydrates. Cannot be having a plate full of carbs. Knowing which ones are lower on the glycemic index and higher on the glycemic index can be a very big help. This isn't me saying you can't have chapatis and all the things that you like. It does mean as a health decision, knowing the different forms and how to portion them is very key. Left some tips in the comments for that, by the way. As for the dairy section, I really like the way they've mentioned lassi and paneer because we know they are very popular. It does say choose lower fat and low sugar options, which I do agree with, but for some individuals, actually having the full fat variations of dairy might be the better option. Now, the only thing I don't agree with is the oils and spreads. Ghee is usually the most popular cooking oil in South Asian households, and it is absolutely great in smaller amounts. I'm not really a fan of people putting low quality oils within their foods just for calorie reduction. Using smaller quantities of ghee that has a higher smoke point is very beneficial for health. You do find most of your curries and dishes swim in ghee, that is usually the problem. As a health decision, you do need to portion that down. As for the proteins are very similar across cultures. They don't really change much, but what we can see here is that the veggie influence is there. We've got your dals, we've got your chickpeas, and there is one thing that you need to know. Most plant-based sources of proteins are not whole proteins, do not have all the essential amino acids. Soya chunks and tofu do, but if I was you and I was trying to portion out my proteins and not just have a plate full of carbs, I would learn food pairing strategies. This is where you pair different foods together to get all the essential micronutrients that you need. As for the fruits and veg, all fine. I actually think the South Asian community is great with understanding different fibers. And as for the eat less often and in small amounts, I love a samosa more than anyone. Trust me. Like I said in my last video with the things like puff puff and dumplings and festivals, these fried goods can be had, of course, but you do need to reduce them. If you can vary the cooking style and air fry these things instead, it's a very great health decision that you can teach to your family. A lot of aunties kick and scream when they change the recipe, but sometimes it's just got to be done. If you are South Asian on a health or a weight loss journey, I suggest you go check this out. Also send it to your friends and family as well. You do not see things like this in westernized health media enough. Oh, and I'm a cultural coach, so hit that follow.